Hello and welcome to the Anxious Knitter podcast. My name is Joy and I'm the Anxious Knitter. I'm so anxious that every time I have even the smallest interaction with a stranger, I will sometimes spend hours deconstructing the entire conversation, which usually consisted of, "Good morning." Pretty sure their interest in the subject ended there, but what can you do? Anyway, you are here for episode 24. Like I said, my name is Joy, and I'm coming to you from Waterloo, Ontario, Canada, where I live with my husband Luke and our dog Opie. This is a podcast mostly about knitting, but occasionally about crochet, sewing, spinning, dyeing, and whatever other crafty thing catches my fancy at the moment. If you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. It means a lot to me that you want to spend a little part of your week with me, or I guess I'm kind of running on summertime, so it's sort of been every other week. But I mean, either way, the sentiment is the same. I'm really glad you're here. And if you are a brand new viewer just stumbling on my little corner of the internet for the first time, welcome. I hope you find something that you like. I'm happy to have you here too. So I hope you guys had a wonderful week, as always. I mean, why would I ever want you to have a bad week, right? What kind of jerk do you think I am? I hope you don't think I'm a jerk. I have a lot to talk to you about today. I feel kind of like, I don't know, like, it is weird because I know that I haven't been as consistent over the summer, but I feel like that's pretty par for the course, just because, you know, you're out doing stuff and it's hot, so sometimes you don't want to knit because it's hot, and you have that issue where your hands get sweaty and then your yarn doesn't go through your fingers very nice, and then it kind of sucks some of the joy out of the knitting. But what can you do, right? I'm here. I am finally here again, by myself, sans Luke. And who knows if Opie will join us today. He's curled up with a bunch of pillows on the couch, so honestly, it is unlikely. I do apologize if you can hear the air conditioner going. Again, summer, it's hot, I'm gonna die if I don't have the air conditioner on, especially because I'm a very physical talker and then I get really warm. So I try to turn it down. You know, this is another reason why I just can't wait for fall, right? Like, not sweating during a podcast would be so nice. Am I right? I don't know. Maybe that's just me. I don't think it's just me. I think a lot of knitters prefer colder weather. But anyway. Yeah, so I have some finished objects today. I have some whips. I have spinning. I have Cabinet of Curios stuff. I have all sorts of stuff to talk about, but I think, of course, we should start with the first segment, which is always Dweeb Story of the Week. Okay. Pretty sure this was the second dweeb story that I wanted to talk about last week with Luke that I totally forgot, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. So, this is a small one, but it was annoying. So, I bought, I'm just gonna dive right in, I guess. No preempting today. It's pretty late in the afternoon. I don't usually record this late. Anyway, I bought a bottle of Synthropol detergent for dyeing because it's pH neutral, so I don't know if soak is pH neutral, but I just kind of figured I bought that soak for my own garments, and it's gonna go really quickly if I keep using it for, like, rinsing on my skin. So I bought this other detergent, had it on the counter, and then I was dyeing the other day, and I knocked it over into the sink and spilled half the bottle. I was like, come on, I just bought this thing. I literally just bought it. I used it like 4 times. But I was like, it's okay. It's okay. A little goes a long way. I still have plenty. It's fine. I tell Luke this, that I spilled it, and he was like, oh, well, that sucks. He doesn't talk like that. I don't know why I use that voice whenever I imitate him. But anyway, so it was whatever, and then he was cooking dinner, and I hear him go, oh, come on. And I was like, I knew in my soul he'd knocked over the bottle of Synthropol, which I had not closed the lid on. My bad. That was my bad. I was like, did you spill the synthropol? He's like, what? No. I was like, did you spill my detergent? He's like, yeah, I did. So, now I have about this much left in my brand new bottle of synthropol. Luckily, it's cheap. But I was like, is this cursed? But then, gets even better, because Luke spilled it while he was cooking, so he was distracted. He didn't clean it. I didn't notice for like a day and a half until I went to like pick something up and it was like covered in soap. The counter was just covered in soap. Why are we slobs? I want to be one of those cool, neat minimalists, but I'm never gonna be, because I'm a slob. Luke is less of a slob than I am, but I am like the worst. There's no way. I am no Susie Homemaker, that's for sure. Is that what it's called, Susie Homemaker? I don't even know what that reference is. Honestly, I don't know where that came from. Like, the origin of it. Okay, anyway, that's the end of my dweeb story. Not the most exciting dweeb story, but it's a dweeb story, nonetheless. Let's just get into the knitting content. I think that's gonna be the best thing for everybody today. Yeah, so let's dive right into finished objects. Oh, darn it, I keep forgetting to close my Facebook. Sorry, my friends. Y'all are gonna have to wait. Oh, whoa. There you guys are. Actually, there I am. There is my own face that I'm talking to. Yeah, so I have 2 finished objects, plus sort of a half-finished object, but I'll get into that later. Let's start with the first finished object, which I'm really happy about, which are my Hermione's everyday socks. Yes, I finally got them off the needles. They're done. I cannot think about them anymore. Not that I didn't enjoy thinking about them, because I love them, and they're one of my favorite pairs of socks that I've knit to date. Of course, pattern by Erica Luder goes without saying. Now you don't have to hear me say it again until I start working on my Devil's Snare socks again, which is going to happen fairly soon. But yes, so I knit these on 2.25 millimeter ChiaoGoos. I believe it was Eliza asked me, I hope I'm saying your name right, Eliza? Oh boy, the internet. Anyway, but she asked me how I feel about the ChiaoGoos versus the Hayahayas. I will just really quickly say that for sock knitting, for any knitting really, I actually have come to prefer the ChiaoGoos. I know a lot of people prefer the Hayahaya cable. I do not. I like the sturdiness of the ChiaoGoo cable. It doesn't fling up in my face. It doesn't get kinks in it. I've not noticed any. I've not had any problem with kinks in my needle. Whereas with my Hayahayas, sometimes they get all curly, and then I have to try and relax them while they're on the socks, and it's just a whole ordeal. But I will say, I still love the Hayahaya tips. I feel like if I could marry the 2 of them, my favorite thing to say, if I could combine the 2 of them. Anyway, if I could find that, combine them into one like super needle, that would be awesome. And I still love the sharps for knitting like lace socks. Anyway, okay, yeah, but I do really like the cable and the ChiaoGoos. For me, it's like I don't know what he is hearing out there. Okay, I don't know what his deal is. I don't know why he thinks I need a guard dog. I don't. OP. I don't even know. I keep losing my train of thought because of this butthead. Yeah, I'm talking to you, OP. Turn your circles over there. Yeah. But I really don't think you can go wrong with either of them. They're both really solid needles. Yes, so I knit these in Wild Happy color in the Tuscany Afternoon colorway, which is literally just so pretty. Literally so pretty. I just love the oranges. It's good. These are going to be such great autumn socks. I'm going to want to wear these every day. I think they're going to look really cute, like, over black tights with my overalls. Like, my short overalls with black tights and the socks. Or, like, my high-waisted shorts and black tights and socks. Kind of, like, bunched down around my boots. Ooh, I think it's going to be so cute. Fall, please arrive. Okay. But, yeah. really happy with these. And I think I knit like a 6-inch leg, fish lips kiss heel, 2x2 rib. I knit the wedge toe that's in the pattern, which I think I'm going to go with from now on. I did like the rounded toe, but I don't think it was giving me enough room. And I don't know if that's because, I mean, I like lived in bare feet as a kid, so I have like weird monkey feet that like my toes are like this. They're like this. So I don't know if it's like I need a little, don't worry, I won't show you the real toes, but I don't know if like I just need that little bit of extra room, and I feel like the wedge toe is giving me that. So I'm going to proceed with the wedge toe going forward. Yeah, so that was exciting. I have a spinning half object. I am obsessed with spinning right now. But I plied up my first bit of the forest green BFL. It's 100% non-superwash BFL dyed by Briar Rose Fibers. Cannot recommend them enough. They are so good no matter what you do. It's this cute little chubby skein. It's about 61, it's about 50 grams? 30 grams? 50 grams. About 60 yards, I think I calculated. There are parts of this yarn that are exactly what I wanted, thickness wise, and then there are parts that are much thicker than what I wanted. But I mean, I'm applying yarn that I was spinning sort of towards the end of the spin, and yarn that I'd done at the beginning where I was still kind of getting the hang of it, so I still had a lot of slubs in it. But with yarn that I was getting a much more consistent, a much more consistent, like, diameter, thickness, whatever. But I'm still really happy with it. I'm thinking I still have quite a lot to ply and quite a bit to spin. Well, I mean, if you look at the braid, I mean, what's left of the braid is maybe like this much. So, I mean, it is a decent chunk still. It needs to be spun up. I had 6 ounces of this, so pretty good yardage, I think I will get. At the very least, my goal is a cowl, but if I don't think I'm going to have enough, I'm going to do just a nice, simple hat. And I think it'll be really nice. I love forest green, and I'm really proud of this, but I just felt like I have taken a break from the BFL, and I will get into that in whips, which I'm really excited about to tell you. But yeah, so I think this is like my first usable hand spun. Oh, hold on, right there, you can see like that right there, that's what I want. Like, that's where I want to be. Like a light, probably like a light worsted. Maybe even like, oh, this is really nice. That's probably like a DK or a sport. I'm just throwing out these, I don't know. I didn't do any wraps per inch or anything like that. I actually thwacked or whacked that one. Where you like take the damp skein and you like, bam, bam, all over the place. And apparently it's supposed to make it like floof up, which I would not doubt because this thing is pretty floofy and soft, and definitely next to skin where I could wear a sweater made out of this. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. And my last FO, which is my most exciting FO, is my Exploration Station by Stephen West. Look at her. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so stoked about this. This is, I think, my most favorite thing I've knit so far. I love my color choices. It's exactly what I wanted out of this pattern, and I loved the pattern itself. It really is such a fun exploration of stitches and color play, and I think honestly you could pick almost any colors and it's gonna look cool. Like, it really is cool. But I do think what Sue of the Legacy Knits podcast said is true, which is whatever you do for the color A, which is I use the dark brown, make sure it's high contrast. Whether it's high contrast on like it's really bright, like light, or really dark, it's just gonna make the whole pattern pop. But it's huge. It's gonna be so cozy. And what I love about these colors is that even though this pattern is like really contemporary in terms of like the, you know, the look of it, it doesn't look like, like a, you know, like a lacy Victorian shawl, right? Like the snow melt, which I do want to make eventually. Probably it'll be my winter knit, or a winter knit. But the colors I chose, I think, give it sort of that antique look. And it, for me, I was like knitting it, and it reminded me of the March sisters from Little Women. Like the brown is Jo, you know, because, you know, her dark hair is her one beauty, and she's just that very sort of, I don't know, she's just a little more straightforward, I think, than a lot of her sisters. And then the, like, warm, okay, so I'll just talk about the yarns while I'm talking about the colors in the March sisters. So the dark brown, which is my Jo color, is Hedgehog Fibers Skinny Singles in the Ferrum colorway, which I will tell you bleeds like a mofo. And I had like dark marks all over my fingers. So when I blocked this, like when I soaked it, I put a glug of vinegar in the sink just to be safe. And I didn't get any bleeding as far as I can tell. But anyway, so yeah, that's like Jo for me. And then let me find the bigger wedge here. The Apiary by Fuse Fiber Studios, which I think is one of my favorite yarns I've ever knit with, is Beth, who's like, you know, she's really warm and homey and like, I don't know, I just think that would suit her. And the pink, which is also Fuse Fiber Studio in Blossom, I think it's Blossom, not Bloom, right? Blossom. Is Amy, because she's, you know, she's, I think, the most girlish of all of them. She's the youngest, obviously, but I think she would gravitate towards something really delicate and pink. And then the blue is Meg, because it looks so much like, I know I've talked about this before when I was doing the Canada Day thing, but she wears that blue dress to the engagement ball, I think it is, and that color reminded me of her. So I don't know, and it kind of feels sort of patchworky, like they could have been knitting it together and like each putting in something that they liked stitch pattern wise, like I don't know. And somebody else on Instagram said it reminded them of Sally of Nightmare Before Christmas, which I'm also totally game for that. I don't know if I've mentioned, but Nightmare Before Christmas was my first movie in the theater. I was 2. I sat in the front row with my parents and was enthralled, and it explains everything about me. But yeah, I cannot wait to get more use out of this once it cools off. We've had a few chilly mornings and chilly evenings where I've gotten away with it, and that makes me super happy. But hold on, it looks really, really nice. I have this cute black like shift dress, and it looks really pretty when I put the shawl with it like this. And then you can really get a sense of the, well, that's not elegant, of the pattern. But yeah. And I know a lot of people who are participating in the Anxious Knitter West Knits Along. Hashtag TAK West Knits Cal. I've been knitting Exploration Stations and they look fantastic. And I love all your color choices. It makes me so happy. But yeah, I loved this. So funny story though, really quickly. So I did the last 2 rows before the bind off while I was driving to and from IKEA on Sunday with Luke. Again, we live in IKEA. We're going back to IKEA on Sunday. and I did the first row of the repeat, and then I was doing the last row and realized I had made a grievous error. It's not that bad. But I had for some reason put, I don't even think, it's not here, but whatever. But in this part of the pattern, I put the double yarn over instead of, I think, doing the decrease. So I just had a gigantic hole. And I was like, no! In the end, what I ended up doing is I just kind of fudged it to get my stitch count right, finished it, and then I just sewed it up, and you can't tell, and it helps, I think, that it's the dark yarn, but it's okay. Everything was fine. The bind off took me no joke, 4 hours, but I do think it was worth it. I really love the look of an I-cord bind off, and I may even throw that onto some other shawls that I knit in the future that don't call for it, just to kind of give it that little bit of extra. But it just looks so clean, and I know people say that all the time. It's so much work, but so worth it. I will say, I don't know, like, I feel like the skinny singles has already begun to spring back a bit, but it's fine. It's still scallopy, and that's all that I care about. But yeah, I recommend the pattern. I recommend the yarns, which I didn't finish talking about. The blue, which is Madeline Tosh in the Cove colorway. And let me say, I would say that in terms of the yarn itself, the Hedgehog Fibers was my least favorite to knit with, partially because my hand was like black with dye, and two, it was like it seemed a bit fuzzy. And then I really liked the Madeline Tosh because, I mean, you can't go wrong with Madeline Tosh. But I will say, the Fuse Fiber Studio was my favorite. These colors were a delight, and I'm already planning to use them in a Find Your Fade, an autumnal Find Your Fade, because I need to use all of it. I can't have any of it sitting around. It needs to be in something. It's beautiful. Go get yourself some. Yeah, so that's it for finished objects. So, without further ado, let's move along to works in progress. I've got a few to show you and talk about today. Let's start with an oldie. This is the Quist hat by Melanie Berg. I'm knitting this hat for Luke out of Yarn Indulgences in a one-of-a-kind colorway. Yeah, so it's like a dark, almost like a dark khaki with some navy and some like little tiny hits of rust, which they're not really picking up, but it's a lovely yarn. 100% superwash merino. She's a Canadian dyer. She's very local to me, and I love her yarn. I have enjoyed knitting this pattern. I'm now onto the decreases, which is why I have moved on to these DPNs, which are Knit Picks DPNs. I don't know that I love them, but I mean, I don't love DPNs anyway, but like, I think I would have preferred a metal DPN because I do feel like my stitches are really like sticking and I'm having to work that much harder. And I will say, once you get to the DPNs in this pattern, it's kind of a pain in the butt. Like, I feel like I have to keep shuffling stitches from needle to needle to make sure that, like, the stitch pattern, like, kind of is just easier to knit, and that's annoying. I'm getting a really obnoxious ladder, where the beginning of my round is. It's just frustrating, but I may have to sew that up. I'm about halfway done the decreases, so, like, pray for me, guys, that this just ends soon. But I do really, hold on. I will preview this hat for you. I really like the twisted rib brim. It fits really nice, pre-blocked. So, yeah, it looks really good. I think it's gonna look really nice on Luke, and I am looking forward to when I knit my own Quist. Fingering weight hat. Oh, no, that is the wrong direction, Joy. Yeah, so I have put a bit of work in it. I wanted to get the needles free because I have an exciting project that I'm hopefully going to be starting this weekend, and I wanted to be able to swatch on those needles, and I needed the 16-inch cable free. So, yeah. Quist hat. And it's really cool. And hopefully we'll have that done by the next time you see it. And I can't wait to see Luke wearing it. It'll, I think, look much more impressive than the hat that I knit him last year when I was still at the very beginning of my knitting career. I've been knitting, I think, officially, or soon it will be officially, for a whole year. Isn't that crazy? Time flies when you're knitting constantly. Yeah, so there's that. I've had to take a bit of a break today just because it's hurting my hands, the DPNs. Someday I will get it. Someday it will click. I'm sure it will click. Yeah, so I have 2 new sock cast-ons to show you. The first is a pair of socks I'm going to be knitting for my dad in my own hand-dyed yarn, partially. So, here we go. See, it's so blue but on the screen, but it's so green IRL. But anyway, it's just blowing out like crazy. I'm doing a 3x1 rib on the front and just plain stockinette on the back, and it is his most prized jewel beetle colorway, which is one of my favorites. It's lots of emerald green and turquoise and teal and little tiny pops of chartreuse, and I'm doing heels, toes, and cuffs in Madeline Tosh Twist Light in the birch gray colorway, which I used for my girl from the grocery shawl originally. That's a little bit better, but it's still more green than it's showing up. But I'm really, really happy with how it looks, and I'm really happy with the fabric that it's making. It's nice and soft, but it still feels like it's not going to fall apart. And yeah, he requested this colorway. He loved it, so very happy about that. Here it is in a little slightly messy cake now. It's been bumped around a little bit, but I'm really liking that it's not pooling. That's really exciting to me. Like, it's really kind of even across the board, but you get lots of tonals of all the colors in there, and yeah, so I'm really happy with that. And then I'm doing a plain vanilla sock. This is also really exciting. And this is the Loving Path yarn in the colorway she dyes just for me, called Joy, based on my favorite colors to wear, both clothing-wise and lipstick-wise. So this is the back of the sock, which is right now an awesome micro stripe with the navy and the speckled like pinky red, and then on the back you've got this cool kind of zigzaggy pool that is starting to turn around onto the back of the leg. So this has been so much fun. I knit most of this in one day. I think I knit about this much while I was waiting for Luke at the doctor yesterday. So yeah, lovely soft yarn. Debbie, you are a queen. And it's just been really, really fun to knit this yarn. It's just so special, and I was really looking forward to knitting it. Once I cast off my Hermione socks, I knew exactly that I wanted to knit these next. But I just die for that micro stripe. Look, it's perfect. These are so much fun. Oh, they're going to be so cozy. Ah! And I wound the worst cake. That's my bad. It's my ball winder's bad. But here it is. It's super graphic, which I love. I needed a vanilla sock. I needed something that like was super low pressure, even less pressure than this one, which is like half vanilla. And no contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes. I'm just going to let that yarn do what it does all on its own. Super simple. Super effective. Yeah. So those are my 2 sock cast-ons. And then I have a spinning project to show you. Oh, I think hold on. Hold on. My bag got caught under the chair that's holding my microphone. Okay. So I started a new spin because I needed a break from the BFL. I love the BFL and I love the green, but I just felt like it was getting a little monotonous. It's the same color. I just wanted a break, and Debbie from the Loving Path had sent along a gorgeous braid for me. It is I think it's like 70% merino, 30% tussa silk, something in that range. But it's gorgeous. It's getting a little fuzzy in my bag, but it is so pretty. I have already spun, I think in 3 days of spinning, I've already spun almost half of the 3.5 ounces. I'm getting a really great even spin. I don't think I have any like major like slubs or thick parts. Like, it's finally clicking, guys. I feel like Rumpelstiltskin when I'm spinning this. Like, I'm spinning gold. I'm spinning a fairy tale. Okay? But don't worry, I won't try to steal your baby. Okay? It's like got purples and oranges, and there's a little bit of, there's some blue and green. Here, I'll show you what I have of the braid in here. I think I need to stop putting the spindle in the bag. I think I need to just keep the spindle on my desk. But yeah. Oh! And I know a lot of spinners probably like separate their like fiber really like precisely so that, you know, each ply is basically the same. I'm not doing that. I'm just letting it do what it does. Alright? I don't even care. And I don't know if other people get this. I'm assuming I cannot be the only one. But when you draft and like it bunches up on itself, right? It becomes like this. I'm letting that, I'm okay with that, generally anyway. But I love that with this because it will naturally blend some of these colors. And then you get more colors. So it's really cool. And I don't know that I'm going to be able to use this yarn with the BFL just because it will probably be significantly different in thickness, but that's fine. I will find something else for this. Yeah, I'm winding it pretty tightly on there because I want to get the whole like half braid onto it so I don't have to worry about like 2 or 3, like an odd number of balls. But yeah, it's really soft. The silk is delightful. Yeah, I am addicted to drop spindling right now. I really want to get a wheel at some point, but like obviously like that's like $500, $600. Not in the cards at the moment. But I'm kind of keeping an eye out for like if anyone is selling like a used like kiwi nearby, just to see what people are selling them used for. But I'm totally cool with the drop spindle right now. I don't know if this is crazy, guys, but I want to attempt a sweater spin on a spindle. Is that nuts? It might be a little crazy. But okay, this is what I want to do, okay? This is like, if I could do it right now the way I want, this is what I would do. I want to get a Turkish spindle that's slightly lighter weight than this, because this is a pretty heavy bottom whorl spindle, and I want to spin a pretty decently lightweight yarn. And I like the idea of the Turkish spindle because when you pull it off, it's already a center pull ball. So if I'm going to be spinning about 20 ounces of fiber, I want to make sure that, sorry, I just want to like minimize the amount of extra work that I have to do. So if that means getting a Turkish spindle so that I don't have to like wind it off into a separate ball, sorry, my hair is being a little cray, then I will do that. And I also just think, I mean, they look amazing. I kind of want to do it in BFL, but also possibly merino. I haven't decided yet, but probably the BFL because it's the most cost effective and I know that I like the BFL. I want to dye half of it with avocado and then not dye half of it. So I'd spin an avocado pink single and then have like a cream colors single and then ply them together to get like a pink and white barber pulled yarn and then knit a sweater with it. I think I could do it. I think if my goal was to get like 2 to 4 ounces done a week, I mean, it would be done in a few months, right? Or a few weeks. Yeah, it would probably be like 2 or 3 months in like reality, you know, because of life. But I really want to try it. I mean, why not? I know like it's a lot more work physically, but I mean, I want to spin a sweater's quantity, but I don't want to pay $600 for a wheel right now. So, gotta make some concessions. But I've been really, really, really enjoying that. Yeah, so gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. Yeah, so I think that's it for the knitting. I do have some announcements, which I should have done first, but I didn't. Whoops. So let's go into Hear Ye. Okay. Announcements. Knit-alongs. Sorry, I just had a moment where I was like, is there something that happens after whips that isn't... It's fine. We're already into Hear Ye. Too bad, Joy, you committed. You did the title. We have a couple spin-alongs going right now. We have the Keep Calm and Brioche along, which I will close the chatter thread on the 15th. But of course, feel free to continue chatting, like make another thread if you want to keep talking, or let me know if you want to keep chatting about it after I've locked the thread, and then I'll open a second thread for you. So that was, that's the Keep Calm and Brioche along, hashtag Keep Calm and Brioche, casual knit along. Every time you post your chatter in the thread, that's an entry for you, and there's been amazing chatter. You guys, your brioche looks amazing. And so, a lot of you have never done it before, and it looks so good. I am so proud of you. I know how daunting the brioche is, and how, it can, and even when you're doing it, how it can just exhaust your brain, and then if you make a mistake, how, you immediately get, sweaty, right? Because, you're nervous. I get it. But you guys are helping each other out, and, of course, don't forget, if you ever want to ask me a question directly about brioche, I'm by no means an expert, but I have done a bit, you can send me a direct message on Ravelry or Instagram. So yeah, that's going really well. You have about a week left, and then I will announce the winner for that. We also have the West Knits along, which of course I've already hashtagged it earlier, but hashtag TAK West Knits KAL, and that goes till September 15th, so you still have plenty of time if you want to jump in. Any Stephen West pattern works, whips included, and I mean a lot of you are already finishing stuff up, so I will probably open the FO thread on the first week of September or last week of August, we'll see. But you still have lots and lots of time, and yeah, love seeing what you guys are knitting, and you can double dip between the brioche KAL and the West Knits KAL, and of course you submit those wherever they are relevant, okay? If there's anybody else doing a West Knits along, a brioche along, a shawl along, color along, whatever, you quadruple dip. I was gonna rhyme that with something inappropriate, but I caught myself. I'll just let your imaginations fill in the details. And the last one is, of course, the Spin for All 2017, co-hosted with Katie of the Arrow Knits podcast and Taylor of Wool Needles Hands. It is over. I did extend that deadline until today, basically right before I started recording, just because I know I got my episode up late, and I just wanted to make sure you guys had a chance to be reminded on the podcast to go and post your FO. So I have picked a winner using the random.org random number generator. And guys, your drop spindle yarn looks so good, and I love the colors that you guys picked. Some of you just got the most incredible spins. It's awesome. But I hope you guys keep spindling. I know I'm going to keep spindling, so I hope you guys keep spindling, and let me know how you're doing with that. And yeah, anyway, so without further ado, the winner, and of course I didn't grab it, but it is a beautiful braid of merino silk by the Loving Path yarn, and in her lupine colorway. I'm spinning the gnome colorway, if you were curious. Totally forgot to mention that. But yes, the winner of that beautiful braid of fiber is Chris Mitch, who is Christine from Kansas. Congratulations, Christine. You've won an amazing, amazing braid of fiber, and I will get that to you. And I know that I still have other packages that I need to send. I know I'm the worst, okay? It's It's hard. Okay, I'm not gonna make excuses. I need to get that stuff out. It's like they're in their packages. They're ready to go. I just need to get to the post office. I'm so sorry, guys. It's coming. I promise you I have not forgotten. Okay? So hopefully we'll get everything out at the same time, and we'll get things soon. So, again, I'm really sorry. But congratulations, Christine, and congratulations on your finished plaid yarn. Yeah, so I think that's it for announcements. I did say that, like ages ago, I had mentioned doing a fade, and someone, sorry, I'm gonna not click that. Someone had asked if we could do like a late to the party fade along, which I thought was great, which I think we will do, but not yet. Because I don't think I'm going to cast on my fade just yet. I'm going to let that simmer a little bit longer. Not because I haven't chosen my yarns. I have chosen my yarns. But I'm kind of like, I'm shawling myself out a little bit. I have a lot of shawls now, and I still have one more on the needles. And I was thinking about casting on like a really simple triangular striped DK weight shawl, something a little heavier for late fall, early winter. Sorry, I'm just going to readjust myself. But after knitting the Veronica, I really want to knit sweaters. I just feel like I need to expand my repertoire a little bit. I just need to stretch my knitting muscles, I guess you could say. And I have plans to knit a sweater. I'm hopefully going to get the yarn for that this weekend. We'll see. I have so many sweaters that I want to knit. So many of them. But just what's kind of funny is that as I was looking for patterns and I kept finding them and favoriting them and whatever, I realized when I was then going back through my favorites to look more closely at them, I had favorited like 5 sweaters by the same designer without realizing it. Which is, it's Julie Hoover, who does really beautiful, like, really minimal designs, which I feel like would probably drive a lot of people crazy, because they're, like, the one that I want to do is the Good sweater, which is sort of like an elbow-length, boxy type sweater. It's not super long, with, like, a V-neck, and it's just straight stockinette. It's knit flat, and then seamed, which I feel like a lot of people would be really bored with, and to be honest, I probably will also get a little bit bored, but I also just really want that clean, sleek stockinette sweater. It would be better if it was knit in the round, because then it would, like, just be knit stitches, but it's okay, it's okay. I just really want that sweater. But a lot of the sweaters I've been looking at are like that. It's just funny. I just thought it was funny, because there were other ones too, like the Addison and the Klein sweater, which again are like basic. I think the Addison might be seed stitch or something like that. Maybe not seed stitch. It might be like a daisy stitch. Or moss stitch maybe. I don't know. I forgot. But yeah, so I'm hopefully gonna get the yarn for that on the weekend. We'll see. But yeah, I just want to knit sweaters. I want to knit sweaters that I can wear with my shawls. You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm gonna finish my Sizzle Pop. I'm probably gonna do that DK weight shawl. I have a fade planned. I have a Macariri shawl planned. I have the snow melt shawl planned. I will have no shortage of shawls to knit, but I just feel like I need a break from shawls. I just need something else along with the shawls and the socks, right? Like, I have the hat, but I just need more variety in my life. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of podcasters are feeling that way, though. They're like, we all want to knit sweaters, and I just feel like we can feel autumn coming. We've actually had some really great weather lately, where like the mornings are like really nice and crisp, but I digress. I have no acquisitions really today. I almost did. I went to Michael's and I bought some bulky weight loops and threads yarn, and I was like, maybe I'll knit like a really simple bulky sweater. And then I cast on and I was like, I hate this. So I ripped it out. I had we returned 2 of the balls of yarn, and I'm going to knit a Gaptastic cowl, which is like a C-stitch cowl, with the ball that I kept, but I couldn't do it. I was like, I'm going to knit this bulky sweater, I'm going to hate every second of it, and then on top of that, I'm never going to wear it. It looked like this really great plummy black color in the store, and then I got home, and it was just purple. Just straight up purple. But I think it'll look amazing as a cowl with my gray winter coat, so I'm gonna do that, and I might have something to show you. I did cast it on, but like I haven't even done the first row, so it's kind of a mess to show you. It's not worth it. But yeah, so that's it for that. In terms of my life, etc., I don't really have a whole lot to say. It's been a pretty chill week. Luke and I went out to eat a couple times, and we went to IKEA, but there's not really a whole lot in terms of storytelling to share. So why don't I just do the shop stuff, which is news from the cabinet. So you can skip to the end. Well, actually, you could stop watching right now if you really if you don't care about the shop, which is totally cool. And if that's the case, see you later. It was nice to talk to you. But if you wanted to stick around to hear about the shop, then I will do that right now. So, Cabinet of Curios, we are aiming for an opening date first week of September. Cross your fingers, guys. I don't have a whole lot to show you. I've finished dyeing the batch of yarn for the shop update, so all that's left is finishing the bags and finishing the stitch markers, and then and labeling and all that stuff. I do have a couple colorways to show you, though. The first is just a one-of-a-kind. I was testing the colorway, and I really like how it turned out. It was the last skein I had. I had one odd skein, so I decided to just try something new, and I'm really happy with it. So here it is. It's obviously not been tidied up. It still has the original elastic ties. I love this. I think this is gonna be called Come Into the Garden Mod, which is one of my favorite poems by Tennyson. I think going forward I might add some ecru in here just to antique it a bit, but for a one-of-a-kind skein that's going to go in the shop, I think this is lovely as it is with, the natural. It's got yellow, it's got orange, it's got burgundy speckles, it's got little bits of red speckles in there, some lovely greens, pink. It's got a lot of color going on, but nothing is too zingy, which is exactly what I wanted. It's got a little bit more of an antique feel, which is of course the vibe of a Cabinet of Curios. So yes, this has come into the garden mod, officially called now. Now that I've said it out loud, I really like it. So this little darling will be in the shop all by her lonesome. So if you like orphan skeins and you like to give them homes, she might be for you. And then I did a couple more skeins of Remington #1, which is my typewriter skein, the colorway, which is spruce green, black, and chestnut brown speckles. I will say this, I don't know if it was just the yarn took the green, but this is a very green batch, but I loved the forest green. And then, guys, I couldn't resist. I love Halloween too darn much. I had to come up with a Halloween colorway. So I dyed 6 skeins of the Halloween colorway because I don't know if I'm going to get another chance to dye it before Halloween. If you guys really like it, and more than 6 people really like it, I might consider offering a pre-order, but I can't make any promises. If I do a pre-order, obviously I will announce it, but it's only if there's enough interest for it. No pressure. But here it is. I love it so much, okay? So I did 4 skeins of it on sock. Oh my gosh. Yes! I'm thinking it's gonna be called just a bit of Hocus Pocus, because it was just the first thing that popped into my head when I saw the finished thing. It's got pumpkin orange and burgundy and purple and black and a navy blue and I've tried to blend them in spots so you do get some rich autumn browns. You get some of the natural coming through, so it just has this really great painterly quality that I love so much. I love it so much. And then I did 2 skeins of it on singles. So yeah, I love that. And can I just say, where did it go? Hold on. I think that this colorway would look amazing with one of our regular colorways, which is Grandmother's Coin Collection, which when you pair it with the other with the Halloween skein, it kind of makes me think of like Frankenstein's creature, kind of. Because you have the orange and the brown that's being pulled out of this, but then you get that awesome contrast of the green. I think this would be a really cool brioche or stripes, or honestly, it would just look cool in general. But yeah, I'm so happy with this Halloween colorway. I couldn't resist, and I felt like it was a bit of a risk to use 6 skeins for it, but I flippin' love Halloween, and I think other people love Halloween, and it's just, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and I don't really get to do much for Halloween anymore because Luke and I don't really go out. We don't really, our friends don't really party, and we don't get a lot of trick-or-treaters because we're on the 4th floor of an apartment building. So this is my way of celebrating Halloween. I'd love to knit a Halloween shawl or a Halloween sweater, but yeah, so really pleased with that. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I got a lot of positive feedback about the Matryoshka doll stitch markers, so I'm going to try and get a couple more of those made up, so I have at least 3 or 4 for the shop update, which I really need to get to work on that then. Oh man, my throat is starting to hurt. I think it's the air conditioner. It's making the air dry. Maybe, it's gross. Anyway, I'm going to leave it there for today. I'm almost at an hour, and yeah. So stay tuned. I know that... Okay. Let's just go with it, shall we? It's kind of Edward Scissorhandsy. Okay. That's enough of that. I know that I haven't been super active posting on the Cabinet of Curios Instagram, but I will be doing that. I know, it's just, I've been busy. I've been busy just IKEA-ing. Yeah, so thank you so much for joining me today. I had a really great time talking with you guys and showing you all the stuff. I'm so glad that I had actual stuff to talk about. I guess it's kind of the benefit of every 2 weeks. But I mean, I also changed to every week specifically so that I wouldn't be talking for like a bajillion years. So I think once fall hits, I'll probably get back into more regular scheduled programming, but bear with me. And yeah, I hope you guys have oh wait, before I wish you all farewell, if you'd like to find me elsewhere on the internet, you can find me on Ravelry as dabblejoy, and you can find me on Instagram as Rhineland Story, and you can find Cabinet of Curios on Instagram as cabinet_of.curios. So follow along if you like. Yeah, so I hope you have a great week. I hope you spend it with people that you love, doing things that you enjoy, and that, you don't let the man get you down, because I get that. I've had a bit of a weird week myself, emotionally. But yeah, thanks for hanging out with me, guys. I'll see you next time. Happy knitting, happy living, over and out.